I wanna all night. Say it. I wanna all night.
Hello, stranger. It's been a minute since we last kicked it. And by the way, just got in town, and I won't let cumulus clouds all in the sky ruin my vibe. Usually I don't do this often, but since recruiting isn't an option due to unusual rain and thunder, baby I wonder, put your sweats on me. Yeah. I got the plug, I made the call for me. I'm talking late night for ya. Let me lay a great time on ya. Don't hesitate, no, don't you? Just say you will. Come through and chill. Just say you will.
Every second, every minute, man, I swear that she can get it. Saying you a bad bitch, put your hands up high, hands up high, hands up high. Tell them turn the lights down right now, put me in the mood. I'm talking about dark perfume. Go.
I recognize your fragrance. Hold up, you ain't never gotta say shit. And I know your taste is a little bit high maintenance. Everybody else basic. You live life on an everyday basis with poetic justice. Poetic justice. If I told you that a flower bloomed in a dark room, would you trust it? I mean, I write poems in these songs dedicated to you when you're in the mood for empathy. There's blood in my pen. Better yet, with your friends and them. I really wanna know you all. I really wanna show you off. Fuck that, pour up plenty of champagne. Cold nights when you curse this name. You called up your girlfriends and y'all curled in that little bitty range. I heard that she wanna go and party. She wanna go and party. Nigga, don't approach her with that Atari. Nigga, that ain't good game, homie, sorry. They say conversation rule a nation. I can tell, but I could never right my wrongs unless I write it down for real. P.S. You can get it, you can get it, you can get it.
Something with all the distractions that you have off the field, how are you able to keep focused on winning football games as you do and do throughout the year? When you have great coaches, then after you have great coaches, you get great players. You have a great organization, and you tell them one thing: just win, baby.
Marketing come up with that for him. Those were his phrases that he came up with, that he believed in.
Just win. Play hard. Try not to make mistakes. But don't worry about mistakes because there's only one thing that counts. Just win. Just win.
Your commitment to excellence is your will to win. And we won! Again, we won. We're 2-0 under Antonio Pierce. It feels good. Some may say, wow, it was a very sloppy game. But at the end of the day, people tend to realize that we played a really good defense. And people are on, already calling for a new quarterback. It's kind of weird. But we'll talk about everything right now. Shout out to everybody that's in here, though. Like I said, Raiders win from a score of 16-12 on Sunday Night Football. Of course, a hard fought battle that came down to the wire. And I ain't gonna lie, that shit had me almost having a heart attack, bro, in the stands. I was at the game. If you guys didn't know, I was actually at the game. It was pretty sick, honestly. That was my first time in that stadium. I ain't gonna lie, it's better in person, man. It's better in person. But shout out to everybody in here, man. Jaw Raider, what's good? Salute, salute. What's good? What's good? SoCal Sal, good to see you. Hope all is well. Sebastian Gonzalez in the building. What's good? What's good? We got Jack Jones. We go talk about it. We go talk about it because Jack Jones was somebody else saying that was a sleeper in the 2022 draft. We'll talk about him. Shout out to Dolphins for life in the building. Says good win on Sunday. Congratulations. Now let's see if you can hang with the big dogs. Hey, it's gonna be a tough game, but hey, I can't wait for that game on Sunday. Shout out to Charm City. Salute, salute. Rafael Capitan was good. Good to see you. Hope all is well. I'm not sure if I said it, but I probably repeated it. But shout out to Charm City. Was good. I need to catch up to the chat. I gotta see. We got 2 dubs. The will to win. That's a fact. 2 dubs. 2-0 under Antonio Pierce. A really good game, honestly. A good game on defense, especially. Our defense is playing at a high level. Shout out to D-Buck in the building. What's good, D-Buck? Good to see you. We definitely big dogs. You guys are. You guys are one of the top teams in the AFC. Shout out to Kevin Lurker in the building. What's good? What's good? Shout out to everybody that's coming in, man. Hope all is well. Uh, Make sure you go hit up that Instagram over there. Night Boss dropping it. Hit them like buttons as well. Shout out to Raider Resistance in the building. But let's get straight into it, right? Let's first start off with the news, right? There's news as of today, this morning. Um, the Raiders have claimed Jack Jones via waivers in a corresponding move. We have waived Isaiah Rochelle, which is kind of interesting because Isaiah Rochelle, they kind of made a video for him, like a tribute, like something in like the Twitter thing, which is cool. Shout out to Snoop Hernandez, something like that. And I see Foley. But you may say, some people may say, who is Jack Jones? We're going to make some Dolphin burgers with fries. You already know what it is, Sebastian Gonzalez. Shout out to Terrence. Was good. Terrence, good to see you. Hope all as well. Let's talk a little bit about Jack Jones, right? If you guys don't know who Jack Jones is, came from Arizona State. Actually, is very linked up with Antonio Pierce, came from Poly as well. Um, you see the resemblance. You see why he took a shot on him. And if you guys don't know why he got waived from the Patriots, let me give you a little backstory of him at the Patriots. Right, he was a fourth round pick. Right, he was 23 years old at the time. I think 23 at the time when he got drafted. In 18 games, he's played in 18 games over the past 2 seasons. He's registered 2 interceptions, which both came from the rookie season. One defensive touchdown, which came from that rookie season, of course. 7 passes defended, a forced fumble, a fumble recovery, and 42 tackles. And you may say, damn, for 18 games, that doesn't look good. Well, let me give you a little bit of a history of Jack Jones. Jack Jones, in his rookie season, was one of the best corners in the NFL coverage wise, was doing really good, had showed a lot of promise. Some of his defaults, not defaults, some of his negatives was his run defending wasn't the greatest. The 50-50 balls, because he's so undersized, he didn't play up to par with some of the bigger receivers, right? Obviously. And on top of that, in zone coverage, he wasn't the greatest. So shout out to Raider Ben. Was good. Good show to the Raider Ben. Shout out to you, brother. Hope all is well. Um, but he was still good entering the thing. He blew expectations, right? The expectations for him were low. He blew past that. And some may say the Bill Belichick effect, helping him and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, he got a good defense behind him there. For me, he never really sparked number one corner aspirations. He never showed number one corner depth, but he did show that he could hang. He had one of the best coverage grades at a 99.2, I believe. Um, he was a top 10 corner at a certain point in his rookie season. And then it started taking a decline, right? And the decline wasn't in his play. His decline was off the field. Not only did he get I believe, arrested for a charge of 2 weapons. He tried sneaking into an airport or something like that. But also, he had some off-field issues. Shout out to Raider Paul. He has some off-field issues as well. Um, and of course, it started transpiring on the field, right? He started showing lack of effort. He started getting benched. Bill Belichick was starting other people over him that were less talented than him, but less headaches in a sense. Um, there was even a report where Jack Jones missed curfew for the Patriots, and it got Belichick pissed. So those are some of the reasons why Jack Jones got released and got waived pretty much by the New England Patriots, even though he showed a lot of promise. Now, if you were to ask me, then why did the Raiders take a chance on this guy? I think Antonio Pierce, like I said, is very, 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 very like this close to him. Why? Arizona State, Long Poly. That's where he came from himself, Jack Jones. So he's got that little relation with Antonio Pierce. So Antonio Pierce knows how to bring players and make them play. Look at what he did this season, right? People are like, "Oh, Antonio Pierce is not a good coach, whatever." The one thing he has that has over Josh McDaniels is he has the players playing for him. The players started lacking effort. Wow, Jack Jones started lacking effort for Bill Belichick and the Patriots. And then you continue down the line, right? Jack Jones, like I said, Jack Jones had off the field issues and didn't look like he wanted to play on the field. Wow, people like Adams and other players were coming out in frustration and showed lack of effort. Marcus Peters didn't even want to tackle. He's still a little rusty on tackling, but he looked like he didn't even want to even show effort. They have stuff in common. Yes, the things that Jack Jones did with the arresting, the charges got dropped. By the way, if anybody knows, the charges got dropped. He took a plea or something. The charges were dropped. But he was always trying to find a reason to come back and show effort again. Now this is the perfect opportunity with the Raiders. Eh, Jack Jones at 2022 draft was one of my sleepers. You guys could go back to my lives if you guys want to do the research yourself. He's a baller, man. He's got the instincts. He's got the capability of being a good corner. He's just never been that number one corner. When you look at the tape from the Patriots, some of it was a little bit like, that's not number one material. But you will say, if you go look at tape, you will say that he's got number two quality and he's got number three corner quality, which at the end of the day, he's gonna be the number two, three corner, number four potentially on this team. With the Meek Robertson with the concussion, that means Jacorian Bennett, Marcus Peters will be over Jack Jones, and Jack Jones will just fill in that slot with the Meek. Is he up to par with the Meek right now? No, not at all. But is Jack Jones has that potential? Yes, he's got that potential. Now, another thing as well, the Patriots, I believe, play the Dolphins 2 times a year. Jack Jones is familiar with the Dolphins. You kind of see Dolphins for life there. Our fellow Miami Dolphins fan in the chat. Y'all got Jack Jones to give y'all tips to play for the Dolphins. Is Jones already played us twice this year? The guy is familiar with the Dolphins. Now, am I saying can he cover Tyreek Hill? Hell no. Fuck no. I'd rather put somebody else on him. But at the end of the day, Jack Jones brings a promising, young, talented player. And you may say he's not that young. Yes, he's 25 right now. I believe 25, 26. Shout out to Gord Peterson in the building. Shout out to Gord. Shout out to everybody that's coming in here, man. If you guys can't hit that like, but subscribe if you're new. But I think Jack Jones is coming into a position where he's got a coach that he will play for. He will play for. Antonio Pierce will make sure his head is on straight, and it gives us DB depth. And I think Jack Jones is a promising player. I always said it since he got drafted, and he showed it. At times, he even showed he was the number one, but I always thought he was the number two, number three corner. Now coming into the Raiders, he's gonna do just that. So for me, I like this signing. I don't know about you guys. I like him. You guys could do you guys could even look it up yourselves to see a little bit of more in depth. He also played for USC but transferred out to Arizona State. So I'm a little familiar more on that college basis with with um with Jack Jones, of course. Um but like at the end of the day, I like this guy, fourth round pick, a lot of promise. Now entering a team that now they're playing for their coach, right? Um, even his high school tape showed a lot of promising, elite, talented things. And I know that's high school, but you see it from a young age till then. He's always showed promise, even in the beginning of his NFL career, just as off the field issues kind of caused a little bit of commotion between him and the organization. But I like that with the Raiders. The Raiders are going to put his head on straight. We got some great coaches over here, like Antonio Pierce, that's going to make him play for the team. And at the end of the day, Antonio Pierce plays with that passion, and he's out there on the field. Antonio Pierce is out there, um, pretty much telling people, "Hey, let's play the Raider way. Let's play hard nosed football. Let's go out there and fight." And that's all that Jack Jones wanted. And Jack Jones kind of came out with a tweet yesterday, which he showed prayer hands because, of course, he's grateful for the opportunity. Now I'm excited for that as well. I want to see what he could do with us, but I think I give it an A. If you were to say, Eric, what grade would you give it? I'll give it an A. Um, I'll give it an A for Jack Jones. Shout out to War Productions. What's good? I think that's Ozzy. What's good, Ozzy? Shout out to everybody in here, man. And shout out to Circus Raider in the video. What's the Circus Raider? He says low risk, hard reward potential if he works out. Shit, we need all the bodies we need at cornerback, and that's a fact. Nobody should be mad at this move. The guy has a lot of potential, and he don't even cost a cent. Maybe half a cent. He don't even cost too much. So I'm cool with the depth and stuff like that. Um, obviously, obviously, I like it. So A for me. A for me. A good shit, Raiders. I like that. I like that. I like that. Now moving on to the actual game. The Raiders have defeated the Jets from a score of 16-12. I was at the game. If you guys didn't know, I was in Vegas. Shout out to EJ Raider in the building. Jaw Raider was good. He says, salute Eric. I'm glad this regime wants to make moves, not staying quiet. That's a fact. They see our needs and they're attacking it. Shout out to Egalitarian in the building as well. Good to see everybody here, man. Good to see everybody here. Um, but of course, now looking at the Raiders and Jets game, I was at the game. You guys didn't know I was in Vegas. I actually went into the stadium. I loved it. I ain't gonna lie, it's better in person than it is on the TV. Such a beautiful stadium. Everywhere from the walk to the stadium and everything. People yelling out Raiders. Yes, there's still some fans that weren't saying Raiders back. I was hearing it. Like I even seen this group of people keep saying Raiders, and nobody even said it. Just me and my brother, and that's it. Nobody really said it back. So I kind of see, I kind of see that it's still a work in progress. Shout out to Key in the building. What up, sis? Good to see you. Hope all is well. Um, but yeah, of course, when you look at it, um, the game was a little bit frustrating on the offensive side of the ball. But people forget, are people forgetting that the Jets defense is 3 times better than the Giants? Did people forget that? Did everybody forget how good this Jets defense is? Yes, the offense is horrible, but this Jets defense made Josh Allen, made Justin Herbert, made them look like absolute shit. This shout out to Big Worm. What's good, Big Worm? This Jets defense is no joke. And the fact that I love this is what I like about Aiden O'Connell. And I even told my brother in the middle of the game when the first half ended and everything, right? Aiden O'Connell threw an interception, whatever, right? I was like, how is Aiden O'Connell gonna react now? Is he gonna fold under pressure now that he threw an interception? Or is he gonna come back in the second half and just start slinging and start playing better? What did he do? A great drive, a great ending to the drive. Shout out to Michael Mayer, rookie on rookie connection right there. Shout out to Michael Mayer, man. The Notre Dame prodigy himself is on display, mossing the fuck out of that corner. I ain't gonna lie. That was a beautiful catch. Beautiful throw. Nobody gives too much credit on that throw. That throw was exactly put in a position where Michael Mayer needed to go up there and get it. And that's what a quarterback instinct is. And that's what I like about Aiden O'Connell. He knows, hey, he's taller than him. He has a higher jump in that corner. I'm going to throw it up. And Michael Mayer does the rest. And that's exactly what Aiden O'Connell did. Now, I'm seeing people already kind of give up on Aiden O'Connell. I haven't gave up on Aiden O'Connell. The reason being, he played a really good defense. He did better than the other top 5 quarterbacks that played this same defense. And on top of all that, the way he responded in the second half was good. Yes, when we got that interception with Robert Spillane, was shout out to Robert Spillane, man. Spillane has been expectation is here, he goes here. Expectation is here, he goes here again. This guy is a monster, and this guy broke his hand, got surgery, and is back on the field making plays like this. I thought it was over that then, right? But then, of course, the offense run, very predictable. I didn't agree with that. We should have had at least one pass in there, kind of take the defensive charge. But I guess they didn't want no turnovers or anything like that, so I get it. They relied on the defense, and the defense did their job. Shout out to everybody in here. Let me catch up to the chat, man. Let me catch up to the chat. Yeah, Hoyer, Mr. Pick Six. Shout out to Jack. Shout out to War Production. Jack Jones had 2 interceptions his rookie year. He got some skill. I wanted him in the 2021 draft over Tyree Gillespie. Jack Jones is a really promising player, man. I had him as a sleeper at that time. Raiders played very well Sunday. Very militant style of play. Shout out to everybody. Lane Elliott, what's up, EJ and Raider Nation? Y'all played a heck of a second half to get the win against my boys. Zach was not comfortable in that pocket, man. And shout out to Malcolm Kuntz, man. Malcolm Kuntz putting on again. Malcolm Kuntz is showing that he's very promising on the other side of the football. Shout out to Raider Way. O'Connell had a 72 QBR rating against a Jets defense that is top 5 in my opinion, top 10 easily. Shout out to Lewis, man. Good to see you. Hope all's well. You look new. Are you new? I'm sorry if you're not new, but I haven't seen you on the chat lately. Hey, hit that subscribe button if you like what you see, man. I appreciate you being here. Josh Jacobs looked great too. Not easy to run on the Jets. And shout out to Cool Kev in the building. What's good, Cool Kev? Good to see you. SC and people need to stop hating on Van Rod and Illuminor James making him look bad. Hey, Van Rodden, I've been praising this guy since we got him, man. And at first he was showing me that he was showing. Let me shut this off. I had the Raider game now showing that sorry ass Broncos game. What's up, Josh Allen? What the fuck was that, Josh Allen? By the way, what the fuck, bro? You also cost me my fantasy football. Well, actually, I choked myself. I didn't freaking get. I didn't put in Dak Prescott, and Dak Prescott get 51, and I lost. Yeah, bad display by me, but it's all good. Shout out to everybody in here, man. Look what happens when you get rid of the major problem. Now, why do I take this Jets game better than any game before? You may say, hey, the Raiders barely beat the Broncos. Why weren't you happy as fuck for that? Why weren't you happy as fuck for that, Eric? I know people are going to say that. Oh, people like to throw shots and stuff. Oh, yeah, we got people out here celebrating this win, but didn't celebrate the Broncos win the same way. Here's the difference, and let me give you a little bit of a reality check to everybody still hating on this team and Antonio Pearson not trusting in this guy. Let me tell you a little quick facts with this, right? The difference between that Broncos game and this game is that, number one, that Broncos team was absolutely fucking garbage right off the bat. Nobody could say that Broncos team was not garbage in the beginning of the season. They were absolutely atrocious. They were shit. Yes, they're playing well now. Now they're playing well. In the beginning of the season, they were absolutely shit. Now, you move on, right? People are like, oh, you played Zach Wilson. Wilson sucks. He doesn't know how to throw the ball. We lost to Tyson Bagent, a Division II quarterback. What's the excuse for that, huh? We lost to a third-string running back. What's the excuse there? Exactly my point. And people are going to say the whole score over 20. The reason why I'm happy about this win, and even though we didn't score more than 20, is because we played an excellent defense. And for a rookie quarterback, a fourth-round rookie quarterback, to go out there and do what he did in the second half of the game, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And he finished off that game really damn good. Josh Jacobs had 4 yards. 4 yards the whole first and second quarter. I mean, the middle of the second quarter, not the full second quarter. Middle of the second quarter. I was looking at the billboard they have there, like the big jumbotron, and it was saying the rushing yards, and I was just looking at it like, when is Josh Jacobs gonna start? Boom! Second half comes. Josh Jacobs. Aiden O'Connell throw. Josh Jacobs. Aiden O'Connell throw. That play calling was excellent. And Antonio Pierce, Bo, most importantly, I call him Bo, our offensive coordinator over there. Great way to fake a quarterback sneak. What a play call, bro. What a play call. That was a beautiful play call on 4th and I believe 1. You faked out the defense. You thought it was going to be a quarterback sneak, and you give it to DeAndre Carter to go to the left. Great offensive play call. Shout out to Snoops Hernandez. In the beginning of the season, Raiders didn't have an identity until McScandal left. That's a fact. He says Bo Nix 2024. I've been seeing a lot of Bo Nix and Michael Penix, which I do think Michael Penix Jr. And yes, I'm a USC fan, but I gotta be realistic with myself. My college cap on, right? Michael Penix Jr. and Bo Nix are 1 and 2 quarterbacks for me right now. In order to get these number 1 and 2 quarterbacks, you gotta have a top 10 pick. If you're calling for Bo Nix and Michael Penix Jr. right now, you're calling for a top 10 pick, meaning you're a bottom 10 team. If that's what you're calling for, you want to lose. And for me, I can't respect that. Because for me, we're 2-0 under Antonio Pierce. We're playing hard-nosed football, and we're doing pretty damn good. Until we start losing a bunch load of games, that's when I will call the draft. But I'm not calling that right now because we're 2-0. Adams, what? Hey, I know, I know some people hate on Adams. You know he hasn't been catching the football lately, but now look at him. Look at him on Sunday. Great catches, one hand catch, great extension of the arms, bro. When he caught it like this, perfect on the money throw from Aiden O'Connell, man. Like perfect. So for me, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that a lot. Antonio Pierce won't win about Miami, KC, and Minnesota. Look, let me tell you something about all those teams, right? At the end of the day, the Chiefs are hard to play. Miami is hard to play in Miami, especially. But if there's one thing for sure, the Miami defense is not the Jets defense at all. It's not. On top of all of that, Miami has a losing record against teams that are 500 and above. By the way, if you guys didn't know that, right? You guys didn't know that, right? But that doesn't mean, oh yeah, we're gonna go out there and whoop the Miami's ass. We're not gonna whoop Miami's ass, bro. At the end of the day, we have we have the potential to win, but I don't think we're gonna whoop ass. But I do think we're gonna make it a competitive football game, and we have a chance to be one of the top teams in the AFC at the end of the day. And I believe in this team, just like Antonio Pierce believes in these players. These players believe in the coach. Everybody believes in each other. And I love that. I love that. AFC is wide open. We in this hunt. Bold prediction. We get Miami and get the W. We catch KC on a short week coming off a Monday night football game. We could just win, baby. Go into the bye at 75. That would be amazing. That's the perfect scenario. What I think would happen is we will beat Miami and we will lose to the Chiefs and then we'll win. We'll beat the Chiefs in Christmas. Wait, is the Thanksgiving game? Is the Thanksgiving game at home or away? Do you guys know? The Chiefs game. Is that home or away? Shout out to Snoops though. If the Raiders draft a quarterback, it's a backup to AOC 4. Right. AOC 4 has not showed bad. Yes, he threw an interception. That's normal. He threw an interception. Look at how he bounced back. He bounced back. It's home. I bet. I think we could win that. The Thanksgiving game is home. Hell yeah. Okay. I think we could win that. I think we could win that. It's hard to win in Arrowhead, but I think we have the potential to go one and one with Chiefs. I just can't dictate which game it is, but um, we're here for the Jets game, right? The Jets game. At the end of the day, the energy in there. Whoever went to the game, you'll, I guess, back me up on this. The energy at that game, man, it felt good. Yes, there was a decent amount of Jets fans, especially around me. There was a decent amount of Jets fans. There was a Jets fan, two Jets fans to my right, two Jets fans in front of me, three Jets fans in front of them. There was a decent amount of Jets game, but at the end of the day, these all of us, the nation was loud, man. We were pumping up the team. I felt the energy, man. I felt the energy, and it was in Vegas, and it surprised me heavily because I always heard stories about, and even looking at it from the TV, you would see so much green, right? Or you would see so much red, or you would see so much orange, depending on what team you play. And you'll be like, damn, where are all the Raider fans? But I'll tell you right now, there was a lot of Raider fans there, man. And I know for a fact that a lot of them came out of California, straight out of California, because a lot of them were yelling Raiders, standing up, yelling, doing all that. And I love that, man. I love that energy. I was out there standing the whole time, especially in the second half, man. I was turning up. Max Crosby and all of them were pumping us up. It was the energy was unbelievable, man. And you could see, man, everybody's buying into this Raider way, man. And I would say this to the people that haven't bought in yet, please buy in, man. This is what the Raiders are all about. It's all about the energy, the passion. The Raiders are life, man. At the end of the day, Raiders are not no oh just a team we go for. It's whatever. It's a team we live and die for. And for most of us, it's been all our lives. Some of us were born into this shit. Some of us got into this shit. At the end of the day, this goddamn team, man, is playing with some goddamn hard passion, with some goddamn hard, like, this Raider way, man. You feel me? This Raider way, and that Raider way should give you enough to buy into what's going on right now, man. Especially if you're a Raider fan, you should buy in, man. Like You feel me? This crazy. Shout out to Gam 110, man. Good to see you. Salute to you. Hope all is well. Um, so for me, I like this. I like this. I like this team how they played against the Jets. Just a little bit quick breakdown. Let me give you a little bit of the stats that happened um between the Raiders and Jets that game. Of course, and let me share my screen at that as well. Let me share my screen so you guys can see it visually too. All right, here we go. Let me share my screen real quick. So if you guys want to know what happened, if you guys can hit that like button, like I said, hit that like button, hit that like button. We got 30 plus in here, man. We got 23 likes. Let's try to get to 30, man. I'll appreciate it. It helps the algorithm. It's free too. Nothing happens on your end. All it is, just hit that like button. It helps the algorithm, man. Pushes out the videos and stuff like that. And I appreciate all the love and support, man. And if you guys want up to date press conference highlights and stuff like that, also subscribe to the channel, man. You don't have to come here every live, but hey, I'm dropping some shorts that could help you know what the team is saying and all of that. And I appreciate all the love. We're about to hit 1900. We're less than 10 subscribers away from 1900. So if you're new here and you're just listening or being a lurker or anything and just paying attention, I'll appreciate if you subscribe. If you like the content, you feel me? We're realistic over here, man. Um, we like to think things realistic, not fake or help a narrative. And at the end of the day, I say when I'm wrong. You feel me? I've been wrong about a lot of things, but I've been right about a lot of things. You feel me? At the end of the day, that's what predictions and stuff are about. You feel me? So if you're new here, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new as well. We're close to 1900. We're less than 10 away, so I appreciate that. So here's some of the stats. Zach Wilson went 23 for 39, 263 yards, and interception, no touchdowns, two sacks on him, a 50.2 QBR rating, and then Garrett Wilson, of course, they tried doing a pitch to Garrett Wilson for him to throw it, and he got caught behind the line. Great place there. The rushing, which people said like people talked about the rushing and they said the Jets rushing was pretty good. If you really look at it, Brees Hall had 13 carries and only had 28 yards. We played pretty good against the run. We played really good against the run. Love this channel. I appreciate that, Dolphins for life, man. I appreciate that. Much respect to you, man. I appreciate that kind of words. Shout out to Jesse Cardenas. What's good? Raiders all day, baby. You already know what it is. Raiders all day. Just win, baby. You already know the slogan, man. Shout out to everybody in here. But you see there, we kept Brees Hall under 30 yards with 13 carries, man. So that's good. Garrett Wilson, of course, went off. It's Garrett Wilson. He's one of the best coming out of Ohio. 93 yards there for him. 41 being that longest. Tyler Conklin, whatever you want to call him, Tyler C. Their tight end, I believe. I think that's their tight end. Had 70 yards himself. Brees Hall had 47. Xavier Gibson at 24. Besides that, Zach Wilson had a fumble. And it was recovered by his offensive line. He got lucky right there. And then on top of that, their defense played pretty good as well. They kept Aiden O'Connell under 200 yards. But on top of that, he had a touchdown that came at the second half, and then an interception. He got sacked 3 times. Which did people forget? Shout out to Lewis, man. I appreciate the $10 super chat, man. Much respect to you. It means a lot to me. Just win, baby. The autumn win is a Raider pillaging just for fun, man. You already know what it is, man. You already know the slogan and everything we stand for, man. Shout out to Lewis once again, man. Much respect to you. Blessings to you. I appreciate that. Means a lot. Shout out to the $10 super chat once again, man. I appreciate you. But you already know, man. The other one is a Raider pillaging just for fun, man. And what has this team been preaching recently? Going out there and having fun and playing the Raider way, man. That's what I like about this, right? Let's talk about how JJ is now the third in rushing yards, 125 back from leading it. Ain't that crazy, huh? I have to take a sip of my drink real quick. Give me a second. I have to take a sip of my drink on that comment again. Hold on. I have to take a sip of my drink. I can't believe people actually wanted to get rid of Jacobs. Jacobs, 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 and Jacobs, and more Jacobs. Jacobs in the first half was a little shaky. Then he came out hitting 27 carries, 116 yards. Last week he should have had another 100-yard game, but that one -2 yards play kind of cost him hit the 100 yards. But 116 yards, 4.3 average per carry, 40 being his longest. Great, great Josh Jacobs, man. And not only that, he also caught 2 passes for 11 yards. And he only had 2 targets, so he caught both passes and 8 being his longest. Davante Adams, man, that's the Davante Adams I know. Um, there was a hesitant throw, which is the rookie. I think it was like I would say a little bit of the rookie jitters, right? The rookie, a little bit of he needs to just brush it off, and he'll get there at due time. When I was looking at it, I had a seat where it was above, like it was practically like watching the All 22 live, right? Um, Aiden O'Connell on that throw to Davante Adams. Davante Adams was open. He beat his receiver on a streak in just 3 steps, and he called for the ball. Aiden O'Connell hesitated. He pump faked. I don't know if you guys remember that play. He pump faked and then he threw it. He was a little bit hesitant on his throw. If he wasn't hesitant on that throw, that safety would have not recognized it earlier, and Davante Adams would have had a huge gain on there. Huge gain. He would have had 100+ yards that game, and possibly a touchdown off that game. That was a touchdown play. So just little hesitations there from Aiden O'Connell. But besides that, Davante Adams was getting held the whole game. I don't like to talk about the rest so much because we're so used to it. But if you tell me for a second that this guy, Gardner, Sauce Gardner, was not holding the fuck out of Davante Adams multiple times, then I don't know what to tell you, bro. Shout out to Avakazi Raider. What's good, man? Good to see my Australian brothers in here, man. Shout out to you. Shout out to Ozzy. Shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to Australia, man. Shout out to Australia. Shout out to my girl too. She's from Australia. Yeah, believe it. So shout out to the land down under. Jaw Raider Jacobs wanted to leave because of McDumbass. AP talked him out of it if he wants to return next year. That's a fact. Jacobs is like a hard nosed freaking running back that you want. That is a Raider at the end of the day. I don't know why people want to get rid of him. I don't get it. I don't get it. Like Jacobs, like I get it. Jacobs was being a little bit on the money. Why some people say it was the money, some people said it was the years, but he deserves the years. This guy plays at a high level, at a high level when he's going. And look, he's getting going at the end of the day, right? Um, so for me, it right. Trade Devontae Adams. You feel me? Trade Devontae Adams. Huh? So that's trade Devontae Adams, man. That's crazy. I can't believe people hate on Devontae Adams, man. He started getting going, and some may say, "Damn, 13 targets, only 6 receptions." Some of it was overthrown, and some of it was underthrown. Like I said, um, but he caught really good passes with one hand, with a great catch, man. Great place on the money. Ball on the money. So for me, but once again, like I said, I'm always gonna shout you out, man, when you drop super chats and stuff like that, man. Shout out to Lewis again for the $10 super chat, man. I appreciate you for that. And if you guys want to support the channel and stuff like that, you guys don't have to. Just your presence here alone means a lot to me. And subscribing and hitting that like button. But we have a membership. If you put exclamation mark membership, the membership is just pretty much you get some emotes, right? I need to update it. Um, your name turns green in the chat. It kind of pops up more on my screen too. Catches my attention more, and on top of that, also the shout outs and stuff like that. So man, I put it the cheapest I can, to make it affordable to everybody because I know how tough times are. But you don't have to. Like I said, it's just something exclamation mark membership. The Nightbot will drop it if you guys want to support. Shout out to Raider Twan, everybody 2 for 1. You already know, man, 2 for 1. Again, we have a 2 for 1 Nation podcast on Thursday to preview the Miami game and a little bit of a recap of the Jets game as well. With my brother Raider Twan, and we go talk about Jack Jones too, because Twan and me were on the Jack Jones train, train when he first got drafted. So shout out to Chile. What's good, Chile? Good to see you. Hope all is well. They're not generational tests. Get rid of them. Not all just McDaniel. That's a fact. Um, I'm interested to see how a lot of people go about this game as far as like their recap of it. Because I know a lot of people don't really have they had faith more in um in like in like Josh McDaniels himself, which kind of confuses me. But yeah, you know. Let me see. Give me a second. Let me double check this. I need to double check something real quick. Oh, there we go. Shout out to everybody in here, man. I was gonna say, I remember how bad you wanted us to draft Jack Jones. So you remember. Yeah. Yeah, I was like Jack Jones trade, bro. Train, bro. Twan was too. Shout out to everybody in here, man. Shout out to Pizzle. What's good, Pizzle? I can't hear you, SC. I got you now. Oh, okay, okay, for sure. You can hear me now? That's good. Shout out to Pizzle, man. Good show today, man. Good show today. Um, Shout out to everybody in here, man. Y'all got rid of the non-Raiders and McDaniels. I'm so happy that the Raiders are back. Hey, I appreciate that, man. That means a lot coming from a Dolphins fan, man. It's good to have when the Raiders are going, the Raiders are playing the Raider way. That's what the NFL is all about, man. When you got people, when you got teams that play to their culture and has a fan base that play to their culture. So Eric, so I watched yesterday Shannon Sharp and Ocho Cinco, and they said Brady didn't have eye to eye with McDomas after being fired, and players was gonna fold if he stayed free at last. Though, wait, let me repeat that. I watched yesterday Shannon Sharp and Ocho Cinco said they said Brady didn't have eye to eye with McDomas after being fired, and players are gonna fold if he stayed free at last. Though, yeah, Tom Brady. I think Tom Brady, with the reports coming out, I would not doubt it. Tom Brady was one of the reasons why Josh McDaniels got fired as well. Because as much as some of us hate Tom Brady, and I dislike Tom Brady, I hated him going to the Super Bowl every single fucking year all the time. I think he knows the Raider way, man. Like he knows it. So he's doing everything he can as well to make sure that the Raiders play the Raider way as well. Which, if like I said, I'm not gonna start a narrative like, oh, it's true. I heard sources. Hell no. I'm just saying from all the reports, and you could kind of put the puzzle pieces together. I would not doubt it. But I'm not saying it's 100% true. But I'm also not saying it's 100% fake. So we just got to see until more reports and see how the head coach process happens at the end of the season. But right now, my focus is on Antonio Pierce and this 2-0 team after Josh McDaniels. So I like how we're playing. Shout out to Milka Beezy. Salute to you. If you guys can't hit that like button, like I said, I appreciate it. Brady never liked McDaniels. Even when he was playing under him, he did the opposite of what McDaniels wanted. That's exactly right. You are not wrong. You are not wrong. You are not wrong. Let me see. But yeah, going on to the list and moving on, Jacoby Myers, 21 yards. So pretty much it was like Devontae Adams pretty much the whole time there. Jacoby Myers had a really good catch at one of them that went for 13 yards. Michael Mayer with that touchdown, like I said, even though he didn't have the yardage, he had that beautiful touchdown Moss right there. Easily Hunter Renfro, he was kind of like non-existent, but he did have a crucial 5 yard catch. There, Amir Abdullah was out there for one as well. And then fumbles, Josh. Hey, by the way, it wasn't a fumble, bro. I'm gonna say this time and time again. Josh Jacobs did not fumble, and I'm gonna keep saying it. I was at the thing, and when they repeated it and they replayed it and they replayed it, that was not a fumble. Even Charles Woodson said it was not a fumble. It was not a fumble. It was not. His knee was down. His knee was down, bro. That shit was dumb. That shit was dumb. I don't care what anybody says. That was not a fumble, and that could have been a potential dagger freaking drive right there. That was a dagger drive, y'all. We were doing so good that drive. That drive would have led us to a most likely a 23-12 game. He was down, bro. That pissed me off, bro. It pissed me off. It pissed me off. It was bullshit. It was bullshit. It was real shit bullshit. It was bullshit. That's a fact. It was not a fumble. They called it a fumble to keep the game interesting. That's a fact. He was on the ground. He was on the ground. He was on the ground, bro. And I'll continue to say that. He was on the ground. And they were helping the Jets, bro. Like, I know people are going to be like, oh, look at another Raider fan complaining about the rest. But if you look at that game, that was blatantly against us the whole game. Because they were passing interference the fuck out of Devontae Adams. Guys, I don't know. Like I said, correct me or not correct me if I'm wrong. Let me know if you guys seen it because I know a lot of you guys were watching on the TV. If you were watching it on the TV and stuff like that, let me know if they replayed this or they showed this, right? Devontae Adams at halftime, right before halftime, right? He went up to the ref and started yelling at him. Took off his helmet, started yelling at the refs, and I was kind of like, "Oh shit!" Like I hope he doesn't get ejected because I know how soft these these refs could be. Um, but I seen it. He was yelling at the refs. Devontae Adams was frustrated with the refs, bro. He was pissed. And I would too. All the holding that Gardner was doing to him was unbelievable, bro. Was unbelievable. Like, it's cool if it was like one time they missed a fucking call. They missed multiple calls. I could see why Devontae Adams was frustrated, bro, and was pissed. People said refs help us. If that's true, refs would have called Raiders the ball. That's a fact. Shout out to GA Patriot, man. Salute to you. Eric, what's good, Eric? Long time. Hey, that's a fact. Long time no see. Good to see you here, though. Glad to see you here, man. And hopefully I see you more often coming in here. I appreciate you being here, though. Shout out to Rao. Oh, 09. Good to see you. Dirty Eric in the building. What's good, Dirty Eric? Good to see everybody. Yeah, they did show that. Yeah, I'm telling you, bro. He was still going at it. He was still going at it with the rest. When Sauce grabbed his hips, yeah, Devontae had him beat that route. He had him beat, and he would have easily got like 30 yards, bro. I promise you. I promise you. I promise you, man. Once again, shout out to the $10 super chat, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. And if you guys want to support the channel, like I said, exclamation mark membership will work too. I appreciate you guys. Stack them up too. Hit them like stack them up here means hit them like buttons, y'all. Stack them up, stack them up. That means hit them like buttons. I appreciate that. Any news on Amik? Concussion. I believe concussion. Um, I believe he might miss this week. I think that's why they kind of went after Jack Jones, right? Um, he took a really hard hit. Um, I think he's. I ain't gonna lie. I would not doubt it if he's out for multiple weeks, bro. I would not doubt it if um if he misses a couple weeks. Sauce got exposed Sunday. Yup. The only thing saving him was the holding stuff, bro. He was holding the hell out of him. But I will say that Amik will be out probably more than a week. Probably 2 weeks leading into the bye, and I think he goes back after the bye. I think if I was Antonio Pierce, I would bring Amik Robertson after the bye week. I don't know if you guys agree, but here's my reason why. He took a knee to the back of it, practically to the side of his head, really bad. Like it was bad. Like I mean, it was like if you guys ever seen WWE and you seen Daniel Bryan when he just comes full force with his knee and just it's called the flying knee or whatever. That's what it looked like. His head got hit hard with the knee. So I'm glad that he stood up and walked off the field, but I do think that's a horde that's gonna take him out for more than a week. So for me, if I was Antonio Pierce and I was the Raiders, and I don't know about you guys, just to make sure that Amik Robertson doesn't get more hurt or gets another concussion, I would bring him back after the bye week because it's Miami Dolphins in Miami, then it's Kansas City in Vegas, and then it's a bye week. I will do after the bye week. Him it's Daniel Bryanson now. I see my bad. We need a Meek for the playoff push. Super midget has been balling out. That's a fact, and that's what I'm saying. We need him after the bye week. That's what I would do with him. That too, he'll play when he's cleared to play, but I think if he's cleared to play, I'll still take that precaution because he got hit hard. I think still I would have him come after the bye. I think that's the best bet for him, right? Yeah, it was bad. Amik locked up when he was on the ground. Hope he's all right. Been a few concussions last week with our defensive players. That's a fact. Again, Robert Spillane did a heck of a job. Shout out to everybody, man, that was praising the hell out of Robert Spillane. For me, I didn't praise him, but I also say he had a lot of potential. When I talked about Robert Spillane, I always talked about his cover skills being a little iffy, and the numbers proved it. Right? I wasn't talking out of my ass. When he was with the Steelers, he did not have the best of coverage grades. He did not have the best of coverage in general. And I said, if he could, and I said this specifically, I said if he could pull off what Perriman didn't do, where it was train hard in the offseason and be good at the coverage, this guy could be a really good linebacker. And look at what he did. Look at what he did. 3 interceptions in the year. A beautiful. This pick wasn't like a bad throw. It was a good throw. Just Robert Spillane jumped the route. He read that route. He baited the fuck out of that route. It was a beautiful ass interception. So shout out to Robert Spillane. That was like some cornerback instincts right there, man. Great, 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 great pick from Robert Spillane, man. And if you guys didn't see, man, he kind of had some very emotional words after the game, man, and that makes me happy because it's like he loves the game, man. And he loves the football team. You see it. You see it. He started crying, saying like he's blessed. It's on my channel as well as a YouTube short. Just talking about how he's blessed and that he just wants to win the game for the team, man. And that's the mentality I like. That he wants to play for this team. That he wants to win for this team. He wants to win for the Shield. And hey, who was the linebackers coach all this year, y'all? Who was the linebackers coach all this year? Antonio Pierce, man. So we got to give it up for him. We got to give it up for him. And facts right away, Kuntz got a strip sack. We were so close of getting that fumble. Kuntz, man. I've been praising Malcolm Kuntz all year long, man. And I've been saying, guys, he's really good off that edge, man. I know Max Crosby has all the spotlight, but Kuntz is really good on the other side. And look at that, man. Spillane read that pick all the way. That's a fact, man. Shout out to Lake Show Raider, man. Good to see you, and I like that. I like that profile picture, low key, man. That's that Laker colors right there, man, with the Raider shield. Shout out to All Eyes on G. What's good, All Eyes on G? Good to see you. Hope all is well. Did you hear JJ got fined 21,000 unnecessary roughness for lowering his shoulder against the Giants? However, he said both said keep running motherfuckers over. No facts, and I'm glad you brought that up, right? Josh Jacobs came out and said that Bo pretty much said, "Hey, go over there and run over people. Who gives a fuck? Go run over people." And look at what he did. He ran over people still. And that's something Bo would say, y'all. Let's be honest. Even if we didn't hear him coming out of straight out of his mouth, that's something Bo would say. Let's be honest. That was something he would say. So for him to tell Josh Jacobs that and Josh Jacobs to take that and actually do it, you see it. You see it. You see it. Again, with that 21,000 unnecessary roughness is bullshit. In my opinion, is a bullshit fine. A bullshit fine. So, you feel me? So, at the end of the day, it is what it is, right? The NFL is gonna be soft. The NFL is gonna be soft. So, um, shout out to Jacob. What's good, Jacob? He says I remember when they fined Zeke the same way they did find him earlier in the season, I believe, right? When he was on the Cowboys, still, if I'm not mistaken, I'm not sure though. I think he took that, so that's crazy, man. It's crazy how soft these guys are saying, right? Mark will pay it, SC. Yeah, pretty much. He easily did a 40 million paycheck easy to get Josh McDaniels Ziegler out of here. Like the guy has money, bro. So 21,000 is nothing to him, but I do think that it was a bullshit fine. But they did find other players like it's the same thing, right? That's what the NFL is now, y'all. It's pretty soft. So does it surprise me? No. Is it bullshit? Yeah. One next, a fine for unnecessary breathing. Hey, that's a fact, bro. That's a fact. But it is what it is, right? It is what it is, right? In the words of our old coach, it is what it is. um, but yeah, overall, I'm gonna give some game balls to both sides of the football. I'm gonna give one. I'm gonna give one to. I don't want to do an obvious one. Actually, I'm gonna give you the obvious ones, right? And believe it or not, I'm giving a game ball to Devontae Adams. I'm gonna give 2 game balls on offense and 2 game balls on defense. On the offense side of ball, I'm giving the game ball to Adams and Jacobs. The reason I don't give it to Aiden O'Connell is because um actually let's give a game ball. I'm gonna do 3 and 3. Fuck it. I'm gonna do 3 and 3. Aiden O'Connell, Devontae Adams, and Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs played with heart, played the Josh Jacobs. I call it the Josh Jacobs we all know. And he had 100 plus yards and ran people over and did exactly what he needed to do. Josh Jacobs with the game ball. Devontae Adams did pretty damn good. For all the holding that they were doing on him, preventing him for he could have easily had 150 yards this game, y'all. Believe it or not, he would have easily had 150 yards and a touchdown if it wasn't for those bullshit ass refs not calling anything. Um, but Devontae Adams and then Aiden O'Connell. And you may say Aiden O'Connell didn't have a good game. He had only 100 and something, 56 yards or something, a touchdown interception. The reason I give a game ball to Aiden O'Connell is the way he responded in the second half. A lot of people tend to fold under pressure when they throw one interception. When they throw one interception, their confidence goes straight down. Aiden O'Connell came out swinging in the second half and played a better game, especially Josh Jacobs helping him. Aiden O'Connell played a great game and a beautiful touchdown throw, a beautiful throw, and beautiful throws across the board. He needs some fixing. I'm not saying he's the all be all, right? But I am saying that he has a lot of potential. So, um, you guys let me know who you guys will give a game ball to. I think a lot of people deserve the game ball. I think a lot of people, and I like what Lewis said there. Mayer deserves a game ball. Beautiful catch there, right there. Shout out to Jacob. He says, Man, if we could get Caleb in the draft, the Raiders will be beast next year. Denver as well. Um, Caleb, I think he's gonna stay at USC another year. I think he's gonna play against the SEC next year, and then he knows that Michael Penix and Bo Nix are above him in the draft. So I think he wants to be the number 1 quarterback. So I think he's gonna stay at USC another year, and then next year, the following year in 2025, he'll be in that draft. I believe. I wouldn't doubt it, right? Mayer had a good game. He did. So those are the 3 game balls on offense. I like the way he came back and stuff like that. I like the way that he responded. Then on the defensive side of the ball, Malcolm Kuntz deserves a game ball. Robert Spillane deserves a game ball, and I will give it to. Hmm, as far as the third one goes, hmm, I'm trying to think. I gave one to Robert Spillane. I gave one to Malcolm Kuntz. I'm gonna give one more. I'm gonna give one more to Diablo. I think Devon Diablo had a pretty good game. I really think that Devon Diablo did a pretty good game. He had a pretty good game. I think he. I think Yeah, I think he had a good game for him coming back. I can't think of somebody else. You guys correct me if I'm wrong. If there's anybody else that deserves a game ball on that defense side of the ball, but I think those 3 guys, man. And then overall the coaching staff, man, great play call. Offensive corner deserves the game ball. The defensive corner Patrick Graham deserves the game ball. I like it. I like it. I like it. Caleb Williams overrated as a USC fan because he got Riley. He followed him to USC. If Caleb stayed in Oklahoma, no one will know who is. The guy we will be saying, "Who the fuck is that guy?" I think Caleb's still a good quarterback, but I do think that he's not the number 1 quarterback in the draft at all. I think he's a top 5 quarterback, but not in the draft, especially not this year's draft. I think he stays another year, and then he could be a top 5 quarterback in the following year's draft. But this year, hell no. I have practically 5 quarterbacks over him, and I'm a USC fan, so it's pretty crazy, right? Well, actually, I have Caleb Williams at number 5. I still have Michael Penix, Bo Nix, Drake May, people like that over him as of right now. Williams went to the draft 2025. That's a fact. That's a fact. Tyler Hall had a good game off the bench. He did. Defense held running back Hall to only 28 yards. Yeah, I talked about it a little bit earlier. Hey, this defense. Hey, can we clap it up for Patrick Graham, man? Can we clap it up? We were doubting this guy a little bit at a certain point. You know, some people were calling for his firing, but it kind of looks like Josh McDaniels held him back, man. It does look like that, bro. So I'm gonna clap it up for him, man. I'm gonna. Patrick Graham, man. Patrick Graham doing his thing over there with this defense, man. And I always knew this defense had potential. I said this in the start of the season. I said when people ask me, what is your prediction for ranking of this defense? I said top 15. This team has this team has talent. I don't know why people kept saying we don't have talent on that defense side of the ball. We have. He said, "Shout out SC. That's me. I'm some people. I'm some people too. I was kind of like a little bit like Patrick Graham. I don't know about his defense. He plays too much back, and then he proved me wrong. It was Josh McDaniels the whole time, bro. I said this defense had a lot of potential. They have talent across the board. I don't know why people keep saying they didn't have talent. They have talent. They have talent. It's just they needed the right coach, and I think the right coach was always there. Just the wrong coach was put in power. You feel me? If that makes sense. And for me, uh, this defense is playing a hell of man. They got their work cut out of for them against Miami, man. Miami is no joke. Raheem Mostert, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, um, Tua. But if there's one thing for sure to beat Miami, Miami's beatable. And the one way to beat Miami is slow down their offense. And you could slow down their offense. All you need to do is double team the fuck out of Tyreek Hill. And what I mean by double team Tyreek Hill, put a corner on him and then have the safety help back. So bring the linebackers in, keep doing the blitzing with the linebackers and stuff like that, cause pressure on Tua, and have the corners and safeties play a hell of a job preventing the deep ball. Because the deep ball is one of the Miami Dolphins' strongest suits. Browns are better than Miami. You think so? The Browns have been playing good. Just shows big dipshit was lost. That's a fact. Shout out to Anthony Estrada in the building. Shout out to Anthony Estrada. If you guys can, hit that like button. I believe we got some new people that just joined us. If you guys can hit that like button, we're 2 away from 40, man. I'll appreciate that if you guys can. That'll mean a lot to me and stuff like that. So if you guys can hit that like button, it'll help the algorithm and help my live my whole live and YouTube itself push out. So if you guys can hit that like button. And we're close to 1900. We're close to 1900, y'all. We've gained 100 subscribers in the last a week and a half, man. And I appreciate you guys from the bottom of my heart. Um, that means a lot to me. You know, I took a huge. Everybody knows I took 2 breaks in the off season, 2 huge breaks that I shouldn't have never taken out of. But I took 2 huge breaks, and my numbers weren't doing. You know, I don't really care about numbers, but I felt like my community started going a little bit down because of the lack of consistency from me. And now I'm back in full force, and the love everybody's showing me, all the Raiders out there, man. Raider fans, Raider Nation, man, they're really showing out, man. And um, even going to the games now, man, I enjoy when somebody's like SC, and I look around and I'm like, oh shit, and they're like, SC, is this SC? Is this Eric? I was like, damn, like I love that, man. It means a lot to me. You feel me? So I appreciate you guys, man. Like I said, we're on the road to 2,000. I'm trying to hit 2K subscribers by the end of the season, and we're only halfway through the season, and I'm already about to hit 1,900. So I appreciate you guys, man. Let's try to get to 2,000 subscribers, man. All of a sudden, he think he famous? Hell no, I don't think I'm famous. Fuck no, I'm nowhere near famous. But I'm grateful for where I'm at, man. I'm grateful for where I'm at. You know, this is, if you guys don't know, I know a lot of new people, don't know the backstory of the SC experience, but this is what I want to do in my life. You feel me? I'm going to college for this. I'm majoring in communications. I want to work in the sports industry. So this YouTube stuff means more to me than you know, the podcast and stuff like that means more to me than than anything else because this helps me further what I want to do in my career when I'm older or wherever the case may be. So good to see you back, SC. Shout out to Top Beats, man. Good to see you here, man. I appreciate you, and hopefully I see you more here, man. I appreciate you being here. You already know, man. We're in full force again. You feel me? We're back. We're back. Tuesdays and Thursdays usually. I mean Mondays and Thursdays usually, but this week I went Tuesdays and Thursdays because I came home from Vegas yesterday. But usually Mondays and Thursdays around the same time, 2:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time or 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, depending on stuff like that. So I appreciate everybody. SC going to the land down under. Hey, I had to get myself. I had to see what it was about, man. I got myself a little bit. You feel me? Got lucky with the girl over there from Land Down Under, man. So shout out to the Land Down Under, man. Australia. Shout out to y'all. Was the Raiders signing of Jones a good idea at SC Experience? Shout out to the Montana Fox. Yes. The reason being, and I'm gonna give you a quick glimpse because I kind of said it earlier. The guy came from Arizona State. Missed your lives, Eric. I had checked out of the season, but I'm right back in. I appreciate you, EJ. Jack Jones came from Arizona State, came from Long Beach or Poly, whatever. That came from same thing as Antonio Pierce. That came from the same things Antonio Pierce. So Antonio Pierce is familiar with him. He was one of the best coverage grade corners in his rookie season. Not only that, he had 2 interceptions in his rookie season. Showed a lot of promise as a fourth round talent. But then the off the field issues kind of made him kind of go away from the lack of effort and stuff like that. And Bill Belichick was like, "Hey, it was time to move on," and that's why they waived him. They wouldn't waive him because his play, but they waived him because he started showing less effort because of the off the field issues he had with the Chargers, but they all got dropped. And now Antonio Pierce is taking a chance on this guy, a very promising player on field. But now it's only a matter of time if he could execute it and actually show effort. And if there's one thing that Antonio Pierce could do with Jack Jones is make him play for the team and make him play for him. And that's why he got Jack Jones. And I think I give that signing an A. I give it an A. So I do think that Freddie Chavez in the building. Good to see you. Shout out to EJ, like I said once again, man. I appreciate that top beat. Shout out everybody, man. Freddie Chavez in the building. Good to see everybody. Just subscribed down here from Arlington, Texas. Shout out to Arlington, Texas. Shout out to Texas. It's people like us that don't care about the talking heads, man. And I appreciate that subscription there, man. I appreciate you subscribing. I said, he said, where did you go in down under SC? I met somebody, bro. That's from I'm Aussie. I met somebody from Australia, and we kicked it off, and yeah, I got myself yeah, you feel me? So shout out to Australia, man. I'm not gonna say her name right now. You feel me? I'm keeping that off the internet right now as far as names goes. But I will say that eventually she will pop up. Eventually, um, on- yeah, I'm not gonna say it. I know better. I know better, especially in this world, bro. So shout out to everybody. That Pierce will coach up Jones. Pierce will coach up Jones. Yeah, facts. Facts. Were you in Perth? I had an awesome time down there. Perth? No, 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 not a good Perth. I didn't go to Perth. But on that note, yeah, you feel me? Enough with that. You feel me? I kind of had that was kind of how do I say it? That was kind of it for the Jets, right? That was kind of it for the Jets and Raiders. The Jets and Raiders. Shout out to the 50 people in here, man. If you guys can hit that like button, subscribe if you're new. He said as long as she makes you pop up. I think she watching, bro. I think she's actually watching. I'm not sure. But yeah, shout out to everybody, man. I'm trying to get her into the NFL. Like I said, I'm trying to get her into the NFL. I'm trying to make her a Raider fan. You feel me? She buying into the Raiders. I'll tell you that. So that's a good thing, right? Another acquisition to the Raider Nation. You feel me? Um, but yeah, shout out to everybody in here, man. Yeah, she kind of got me into the NRL. It's kind of weird. I never would have thought that I would get into rugby, huh? I would have never thought that I would get into rugby, but after I seen that final between the Panthers and Broncos or whatever in that NRL, and I know what Aussie knows that I'm talking about. Maybe Avakazi knows. Maybe a couple of you guys know. I ain't gonna lie, that was an exciting game. I ain't gonna lie, that NRL shit, that shit was exciting. I ain't gonna lie, you feel me? I'm not a huge rugby fan, but it was entertaining to watch. But shout out to everybody in here, man. On that note, y'all, like I said, that's enough with the Jets Raiders. SC show her the Raider way. You already know, man. You already know the Raider way. She go pop up with the Raider jersey and stuff like that. Watch. But shout out to everybody, man. I appreciate you guys for being here. Like I said, went a little bit away from the football, but had to show for everybody that's new here, give you a little bit of backstory how I started and what I want to do with this. So I'm late to the broadcast. Do we want AP to stay at head coach and wait to see? We've got tough games to win with a rookie quarterback. I say to stick with him, whether we win or lose in Miami or KC. I think we stick to him. We stick with him until the end of the season. Give him the rest of the season to kind of dictate on what we think of Antonio Pierce, and then we can start talking about if he deserves more next year or less than that, right? So for me, give him the rest of the year, kind of go based on that, and then kind of see if he should be a good candidate for a head coaching position next year. But so far he's doing a good job, right? 2-0. You can't ask for a better start. The players are playing for him. They play one of the best defenses right now, and I can see why they only scored 16 points. But look at the way Aiden O'Connell bounced back. That halftime speech that Antonio Pierce gave, we don't know the full extent of it, but we do know he said, let's run the ball. And that's exactly what they did in the second half. They made that adjustment. And look at the adjustment they made. It worked, right? Shout out to Ekapta Rafael, man. Good, no more. Hey, don't. Hey, soccer has been a part of me too, man. Hey, don't talk. Eric talking to someone, not talking to someone. I'm dating someone. That's the thing, right? Rugby is fun to watch once you understand it a little bit. That's a fact, man. I'm starting to understand that shit. But shout out to everybody in here, man. And we're getting Colton Miller back this week, most likely. So y'all forget that we were without one of our best offensive linemen. You feel me? So overall, for everybody that just came in here, great game against the Jets. It was a great atmosphere at the game. I was at the game. Again, Aiden O'Connell, I like the way he bounced back. Michael Mayer, shout out to you for the first touchdown there. Malcolm Coons playing exceptional. Robert Spillane playing a pretty good job. I like the way the defense played. The offensive side of the football played really good in the second half, and I like the way they finished. It was a great game overall for me. And even though it was a low-scoring game, they showed a lot of promise again. And they showed why Antonio Pierce is somebody that everybody should respect and should play for and buy into. So for me, just win, baby, and we won that, right? The commitment to excellence, the will to win. No matter what it takes, go out there and win. And even these alumni, these Hall of Famers, are even saying it. Charles Woodson, Tim Brown, everybody is buying into this. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm excited to see what we do against Miami Thursday, 2:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Stay there. The 2-for-1 Nation podcast with my boy Raider Tom. We will talk about Miami Dolphins, and we will talk about what happened against the Jets, and a little bit of more Jack Jones. So if you guys are new here, please be there as well. Hit that like button. We have 50 people in here, man. If you guys can't hit that like button, it'll mean a lot to me. I believe we're at 41 likes, man. 9 more likes and we get to 50, man. And you guys already know, man. Just win, baby. Raiders. You guys already know how it goes, man. So on that note, y'all, blessings to you guys and your families. Tough time never lasts, but tough people do. And you guys are some tough people, man. And remember, it's all about the shield, man. One nation, man. The Raider Nation. And on top of all of that, life is too short, so always tell your loved ones you love them. So shout out to you guys, man. Until next time, y'all. And cricket is not better than soccer. You are smoking and drinking a whole lot of shit. Cool, Kev. Cricket is not better than soccer. But on that note, y'all, you already know, man. Just win, baby. Raiders all day, baby. On to Miami Dolphins. On to Miami. Let's go get that win there, too, man. Let's keep playing this Raider way, man. And keep doing our thing. So on that note, y'all, I'm SC Experience, a.k.a. boy Eric, man. And I'm out.